in Reno for a little bit, and my friend Diane from Diane Schmiane actually lives across the California state line, so we thought we'd do a little collaboration video for you today. I'm kind of actually getting a little nervous. I don't know about you, but I get nervous meeting anyone new for the first time. But I'm so excited. Diane seems super sweet. Her channel is about living in her car. She's another solo female out there, so excited to meet her. If I can find the place. I think that might be her car. Oh yeah! Now that we're here, we are set up in our campsite, so let us show you. This is Boca Springs Campground. It was $20. We have a lovely meadow view. You can even see mountains in the distance. Diane has a lovely chair set up. We got a fire ring and a picnic table, so all the amenities. While the campground was cool, we were really excited to see each other's setups.
All right, so 2-minute tour. This is the interim setup. I had this great idea, like I'm gonna put some magnets and some curtains to make it all look cute and have a little privacy. And I can move these around like wherever. So we'll see how that works out. So this is the bed. It is simply a tri-fold 4-inch mattress from Amazon. It's like $100. I've got the fluffy down comforter and extra blankets. And then on this side, I've got like this cool car tote. And inside, toilet paper and all that, the bowl, this project, sink, and just one of these car totes where I've got the food on this side and I've got all the pots and pans and cleaning supplies on that side, and then I've got this little soft shelf where I put some extra jackets and stuff, and then back here the stuff you don't access too often but need, like the hammock and the first aid kit, the towel, the jumpstart your battery thingy, a rope in case I ever needed to pull somebody out of a situation or myself. And then I've got this really cool, I love it, it's just the car shelf, and I put this fake granite whatever on the top of it so that I could use it as a cooking surface. And then I bought this like silicone thing so I can stick my stove up here and not feel like it's going to burn the car. And then I've got my hats here and my little baskets of, you know, whatever I need at night, and my plant, because you got to make it look homey and cute. And let me take you this side real quick. Okay, like I said, this is the interim situation. Normally I would have this seat up and I would keep all my clothes behind, but it's broken, so now it just has to be here. And I'm probably going to put the bed on a platform so I can put stuff underneath it. And then behind the driver's seat is a whole bunch of stuff. And then in the front, it's the kitchen basically. It's the cooler, some blankets to keep it cooler, the water, some random things, and more food because this is a weekend trip, so I just threw things in the car. So yeah, it's pretty much your 2-minute tour.
Alrighty, so this is the rundown of my rig. This is a fridge and freezer. Connects to a solar panel that's installed on my ceiling and an AGM battery down here. This is where I keep my stove and propane, usually some water back here. My favorite part of the whole van is that the third row seats used to fold down into the trunk, but since we removed those, the trunk is just empty space. So I have 2 trap doors I can lift up.
And you've got all that space under there.
That's where I keep a lot of camping and hiking gear, stuff I don't use every day, like jumper cables and extra propane. This lifts up too, but I have to move my fridge.
My favorite detail of her build out is this.
Oh, yeah. My beer opener.
The beer opener.
That's my candy stash. This is a dirty, but this is a plywood stained floor.
I love the shoe basket.
Thank you. It really comes in handy because the more I can tidy up, the better I feel in this small space.
Yeah.
I have a blackout curtain that I hang here. This is my laundry bag. Got a nice bed. This is a Zinus mattress just on a frame that we built, and I put some burlap down here to hide my storage. I collect tea towels in some of the states I go to, not all of them because nobody needs that many towels. And this thing is a storage unit that I just put stained plywood on top of, and now it functions. I mean, it holds my dishes, my food, my like shower stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna come around and take a look at that because I just want to see that. This is a far more sophisticated build than what I have going on. Oh yeah, very cool. Oh yeah, it's like one of those IKEA shelves, and you just put some barriers in there. That's great.
Exactly.
And it's all covered nicely with the cute flannel.
Thank you.
Love it.
Next, Diane was kind enough to bring some local beers for us to sample.
The first beer is the Pale Ale from Alibi. Alibi is a local brewer in Truckee. We're just north whatever of Truckee. And also they have a facility in Incline Village where I live on the north shore of Lake Tahoe. And according to the label, this is tropical. So,
Ooh.
all right, and then the next one we're gonna try is called the Simtra Triple India Pale Ale, which I had never heard of or seen before. It was just in the supermarket, and I'm like, do they make it here? Yes, Auburn. Okay, so Auburn is not quite here. It's a little closer to Sacramento. Oh my God, this thing is
foamy.
Foamy. I mean, I hope you like that.
I do.
Okay, good. There you go. This one, my favorite. I love it. It is the peanut butter stout. So it's sweet and desserty, and I'm addicted to it. And you can taste the peanut butter. It's from Lead Dog, and it's brewed in Sparks.
Oh, cool. I just
Very
came
close.
from Sparks. I love how different they all look.
The different colors.
Beer is so cool.
Yeah, I know. I love beer. Start with the light one.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Very light.
It's very summery.
Mm-hmm.
I can sense the tropical, citrusy nature of it. It's good. It's good for summer.
Yeah, now that you say that, definitely the aftertaste has a lot of grapefruit.
Okay.
Shall we move on?
Let's move on. Simtra Triple India Pale Ale.
So this is a pale ale, this is an IPA.
Sorry.
And what is it?
No, Pale Ale. I didn't get an IPA. Sorry.
Well, Indian Pale Ale
is IPA.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I don't know why they do that.
Oh my God, this one's good. It's like butterscotch or something in there.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
That is really good. I can, now that you say that, I taste the maltiness. Very delicious.
Okay, I'm anxious to see what you think of the peanut butter stout. I know
Me
a lot of
too.
people don't do stouts because they're too heavy and rich, but oh my God, I could live on them. They're like food in a cup. I love the rich, the sweet, the heavy body, the food in a cup. Oh, just love it.
Thank you
There.
for the beer tasting.
You are
Which
so
was
welcome.
your favorite?
You know, the peanut butter stout is my favorite, but this one was actually a huge surprise. Like, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, and this one's good. It's just like a good citrusy, you know. All right, well, we're going to drink this now, so we're going to turn you all off. Oh, awesome.
So now that we've tried our beers, we're having a good conversation, and we need to get this on camera, I think, what we're talking about. When we had the idea to do a video together, I thought, what can we talk about that we have in common? And I think something really interesting is the moment you knew that you wanted to try to convert a vehicle into a camper and try to do van life or van life-esque. So
I'm the van life-esque.
well, that's actually a good thing to bring up. What would you call, like, weekend warrior? How do you define yourself?
So because I don't have a van, it's car life.
Okay.
And there's actually a whole genre of YouTubers out there that live in their car and do videos. So that's my, it's like a subset of van life. Van life's cooler because it's roomier, but yeah, it's car life. So yeah, and I tried it for a month full time and loved it.
Okay.
But I have a marriage of 30 plus years, and so I can't be gone all the time.
Yeah.
So at this point now, I'm moving into the weekend warrior mode for now. I think what I'm going to do is that, and then longer trips sporadically.
When did you get the idea to start that?
Well, I have been watching full-time RVers and van lifers for years. Years. Okay, I've been watching them, and I was always that weird kid. I was an only child, and I used to roam around the neighborhood exploring. And my parents took me backpacking when I was really young, and that opened up a whole new world. And I just love the beauty of this world, and I really wanted to see it. And so that's kind of the overarching thing. But someone really close to me passed away last Christmas, on Christmas Day. And so it was just one of those moments where you're like, life is short. You could be dead tomorrow. Now's the time to live. And I'm a little bit older. My kids are grown. So I'm at that change of life where it's like, okay, I gave all my life to, you know, these people and this endeavors, and I don't regret it or anything, and it was wonderful. But now it's like, okay, I don't have much time left on my timeline. What do I want to do? And so that's kind of what I think it was, the death of that person combined with aging out. That's like, I want to go explore the world and see the beauty in this world before it's too late.
Yeah, that's so cool, because a lot of that, like growing up as a kid that wanted to explore a lot and having that mindset of life is short, that's pretty much the same with me too. For a while, I heard of people living in a van, and I was like, oh, you know, like why would you do that kind of old way of thinking. But then once I saw pictures of people like building it out, I was like, oh, okay, that's a good idea.
So how old were you when you were thinking about this lifestyle, or what was the trigger for you that made you think like van life wasn't so bad after all?
I think it was in the back of my mind in my late 20s, and then the pandemic hit. Just like being on the internet for so long, I was looking up pictures and was like, okay, now's the time, because international travel was restricted, and I was like, this is a way, like, I don't have to go into hotels, I can still travel and have my own space. Do you remember when you wanted to go into car living, and what was holding you back from that?
I'd love to have an RV and do the whole RV life, and I was like, oh, when I have enough money, I'll buy an RV and do the thing. But then when my loved one passed on, it was like, I don't have the money to do the thing. Why not? I have a car. It's paid for. It's in good shape. I'm going to do it in the car, because life is short. I could die tomorrow, now, a pine cone. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Life was so short. Just do it with what you have. Car, motorbike, bicycle, foot, whatever. And so, yeah, that was the catalyst.
Do what you can while you can.
While you can.
During most of 2020, I was like, I want to live in a van. I want to live in some type of vehicle. It was the moment when I typed in SUV living, and I saw a video about someone living in their SUV, that I was like, okay, I'm taking notes. I'm going to try to do this.
Yeah.
And that moment of like, okay, I'm going to try. There was still time to back out, but I was like, okay, I'm going to start taking steps.
Well, that's the great thing about YouTube. The way to realize a dream is to first of all kind of envision what it is you want. And then when you can go on a platform like this and see other people living that way or doing that thing, you realize, oh, this is possible.
Yeah.
And if you find someone like you, you know, who's maybe young, or in my case old, or a woman, or single, or married, or divorced, whatever the thing is, you see somebody living that dream or that thing, and you're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Visualizing it is step one, and then seeing other people do it is almost like step two. And then you start taking those steps, like you mentioned. Why wait? Why just let's just
We had so many common experiences and talked till it got dark and cold, so we made a fire and had dinner.
All right, get a pine cone. I've got some little stickies.
Oh, this is going to be so
you.
good.
Okay, don't show that.
Move
That's
my
good
phone
footage.
before it catches fire. if you could give someone considering car life, car living, that's still on the fence,
I would say try it out in small doses. So if all you have is a car, then plan one overnight camping somewhere. You know, it doesn't have to be far away. Keep it close to your house as much as you can, so that if it all goes wrong and you can't stand it, it's easy to bail and get back home.
definitely.
But I would put that question to you for van life. What would you tell people who are thinking about it? Because, you know, a van is a little bit more of a commitment.
What finally made me commit to it is just the thought that life is short and you never know what's going to happen next. For some people, that knowledge that life is short, maybe that makes them want to keep doing what they're doing and spending time with their family. I think sometimes people can be intimidated to start living in a vehicle because there's so much information out there, and you're like, you want to get it all right the first time, but
That'll never happen.
yeah, everyone has different preferences and different budgets.
And there will be a lot of working it out, but that's kind of the fun of it too.
We both had to get on our way, but I know I left with a sense of camaraderie, some new ideas, and a reinvigorated love for this lifestyle.